In the grand story of human history, where civilizations rise and fall, one ancient record holds the keys to understanding a powerful and regal people. The sun sets over Africa's vast savannas, and from its rich soil, tales of mighty kings and queens with dark, radiant skin come to life. The Bible, a timeless book, preserves the secrets of these ancient stories, offering a glimpse into the history of those who shaped the world as we know it. Join us on a journey through time as we explore these remarkable tales that have shaped the foundations of African heritage. Stories that might have been forgotten by the world, but will forever be etched in the sands of Africa. Before we dive into this fascinating topic, make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on our upcoming videos. We've got a lot of exciting content coming your way, so let's set sail on this incredible journey and uncover the origin of Black and African ancestors through the lens of the Bible. According to the Bible, all of humanity descends from Noah's three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. This includes Black individuals whose ancestry traces back to Ham, one of Noah's sons. While Shem and Japheth represent the Semitic peoples, such as Arabs, Jews, and Syrians, and the Japhetites, Europeans and Asians, it is Ham who is most closely associated with the African and Black populations. Throughout the Bible, Ham is consistently linked with Africa, and the book of Psalms connects him to the ancient Egyptians. In Jewish traditions, as well as in many other cultures, African descent is attributed to Ham. The concept of Ham's descendants consistently points to regions and peoples in Africa. The name Ham itself carries significance. In Hebrew, Aramaic, and other ancient languages, it means burned or dark, alluding to the color of his skin and hair. In Genesis 10:6-14, we find a detailed account of Ham's descendants. His sons, Cush, Mizraim, and Canaan, are the patriarchs of various African and Middle Eastern peoples. Cush, for instance, is the father of many African nations, including Ethiopia and the people of Nubia, once known as the Kingdom of Cush. These are countries and peoples whose origins can be traced back to Ham's lineage. The name Mizraim refers to Egypt, and Mizraim is used by Arabs, Jews, and Syrians to describe the land. It's important to note that Egypt was founded by Ham's son Mizraim, also known as Phut, and Canaan is the father of the Canaanites. These names connect the biblical narrative to real-world locations and groups of people that have shaped African and global history. Cush, the eldest son of Ham, gave rise to several important nations and cultures, including the Ethiopians and the people of Nubia. The ancient kingdom of Cush and the Ethiopian and Nubian peoples share a direct link to Cush. It's also believed that people from South India, as well as many African populations such as those from Mali, Eritrea, Kenya, and Gabon, are descendants of Cush. In biblical terms, Cush is often associated with the regions of Ethiopia, Sudan, and parts of Africa, symbolizing the roots of African and Black people. Egypt, too, was shaped by Ham's lineage. The ancient Egyptians, often considered descendants of Mizraim, are central to African history. Additionally, the people of North Africa, such as the dark-skinned Berbers and Tuaregs, trace their heritage to Ham's son, Mizraim. Even today, we see evidence of Ham's legacy in the cultures and populations that span Africa and the Middle East. The Bible also mentions a figure named Put, another of Ham's sons. Put is associated with the ancestors of the Libyan people and several other African nations. In this way, the descendants of Ham encompass a wide array of African peoples, from the Egyptians to the Libyans, from the Ethiopians to the Nubians. Each of these groups has a deep, enduring connection to Africa's rich cultural and historical heritage. Let's also take a moment to discuss the infamous curse of Ham, or the curse of Canaan, often misunderstood by many. In Genesis 9, Noah becomes drunk, and one of his sons, Ham, sees his father's nakedness and tells his brothers. The story is often misinterpreted, but it's important to note that the Bible does not place a curse on Ham himself. Instead, Noah curses Canaan, Ham's son, because of the disrespect shown toward Noah. This incident is often oversimplified and misread as a curse on all black people, but that's not the case. Canaan's actions led to his curse, and it's crucial to recognize that Ham's descendants are not cursed as a whole. Despite the apparent gravity of Noah's actions, it's important to note that Noah's drunkenness was accidental. He had discovered wine from grapes, a new phenomenon at the time, and became intoxicated. However, this does not diminish the significance of the actions taken by Ham, as disrespecting one's father was considered a grave offense, almost like a religious duty to honor one's parents during that period. While Noah's actions may seem extreme, they were in line with the cultural norms of his time. It's essential to understand that the Bible's genealogies trace the origins of many African and black peoples back to Ham, including the Egyptians, Ethiopians, and others. This connection provides a rich context for the history of black people, illustrating their profound influence on ancient civilizations. However, it's equally important to approach these stories with an understanding of their historical and cultural context, as the Bible reflects the beliefs and perspectives of its time. It's worth emphasizing that the Bible is just one of many sources we rely on to understand the origins of African and black people. Scholars and researchers use archaeology, linguistics, genetics, and oral traditions to construct a fuller picture of human history. As our understanding of the past continues to evolve, we must engage in ongoing research and dialogue to gain a more complete understanding of the origins and migrations of black and African peoples. It is also crucial to address the mistake of interpreting the Bible as condemning all African people. The curse in the Bible falls upon Canaan, not Ham, or all of Ham's descendants. The biblical story of Ham and his sons is not a condemnation of African peoples. It is a narrative that, when understood in its proper context, sheds light on the complex history of ancient families and their legacies. Ham, who is believed to have lived before the flood, had a long and remarkable life, potentially exceeding 600 years. Though the exact details of his life remain uncertain, it is likely that he lived to see multiple generations of his descendants. The burial site of Ham remains a mystery, with various theories suggesting locations like Ethiopia, Nubia, or Mesopotamia. Some even believe he could be buried in Egypt, a land rich with ancient mysteries. The Book of Jubilees, an ancient Jewish text, offers more insight into Ham's family and his descendants. It highlights a dispute between Ham's sons, particularly Canaan, who wanted to settle in the land of Shem, which is now Israel. Despite his brother's objections, Canaan chose to remain in Shem's territory. This illustrates the complex family dynamics and the political struggles of the time. Ham is also credited with being the first person to establish a city after the flood. He named the city male tlak in honor of his beloved wife. The Bible provides a nuanced and multifaceted narrative, one that requires careful interpretation to avoid misreading or misrepresenting the ancient texts. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the origins of Black people according to the Bible. We hope you found this discussion insightful. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our future episodes, where we continue to uncover the mysteries of the Bible. Stay tuned for more thought-provoking content as we dive into critical issues from the Bible.